Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera to all the student. This is the final year project proposal for FYP1 student. So this is how to write a final year project proposal. So let us look at the first topic. To write a strong final year project proposal, you need to have a final year project proposal that is a document that students need to write during the academic year and submit at the end of semester. The project proposal is a type of work that represents the basic plan of how students expect to accomplish the research goal within the paper. And how to write a final year project proposal is crucial for every undergraduate because this work is the most important assignment of the year and demands thoughtful research and critical thinking skills. Okay. Structure of your work. So students need to know about the formal structure of the work, and below is presented concise version of the proposal. Okay, this is the construction of the proposal. As you can see in this figure, firstly you need to do research topic selection, and then go on to the problem identification, and then go on to the journal writing. Okay, let me just explain this figure first, and then I will briefly explain each of these point. And then you go to the thesis writing and do the dissertation writing service. Maybe you guys need to send to someone to check your writing, grammar writing. Okay. And then you guys need to do the proofreading, and lastly is the checking of the plagiarism. Okay. The first one is the research topic selection. You need to discuss with your supervisor what is the suitable and the best research topic. Alright, and then if there is error or unsatisfaction of research topic, you need to explain and also discuss with your supervisor in order to correct it. After you have reached the suitable research topic, then go on to the problem identification. So most research comes from the problem identification. So this problem need to be discussed with your supervisor. Okay. What are the problems that you would like to solve? Okay. So please discuss with your supervisor. And then for the journal writing, mostly if you want to do literature review, you need to go into some article, for example conference paper, journal paper, or some books perhaps. So this is for you guys to understand and see what is happening in your research topic selection. Okay, For example, when you do your literature review, you can see the method and also the result from previous research regarding your research topic. So from there you can summarize each journal paper or conference paper in order to do your literature review. So when you have your concrete or maybe a fundamental of your research based on your literature review, you can start do your thesis writing, and this thesis writing is basically can be categorized into introduction, and then the methodology, and then go on with the result and discussion, and lastly the conclusion. Okay, so after you have finished your thesis writing, you can do dissertation writing service. For example, you can send your thesis writing to other company that can provide grammatical error and also proofreading. So this dissertation writing service and also proofreading can be used to identify the error and also do the grammatical editing for your work. And lastly, after you have finished, you can check your thesis by using Turnitin, where you need to subscribe the Turnitin application in order for you to do the checking. Alright, now we go on to the first, which is title page. So your title of paper or journal or thesis or report, it must attract attention, be short and memorable. It is best to use clear language in the title and make it no longer than 50 characters, including spaces and punctuation marks. A short phrase which is the core point of the work. Okay, writing the introduction, you guys need to report what he or she will write in the work. Is to present the subject briefly and clearly, a few words about why this work will be interesting to the reader, and prove its relevance. Usually consists of 1 or 2 pages. Alright, so this is the writing of the introduction. Okay, most introduction have the introduction part of your topic, and then the objective, the problem statement, the scope of work, and also the summary of all the chapters. So it depends on your supervisor, so you guys need to discuss with your supervisor for your writing. Okay, so after you have finished your introduction, you can do your methodology. Okay, a few paragraphs about the methodology has studied and used throughout the period of working on the project, all the examples of application of different methods and describe them. Methodology also consists of maximally of 4 paragraphs, a brief overview so that the reader could understand how the author studied and gathered the evidence. Alright, the introduction you can put your literature review in your introduction. So you can do the first topic is your introduction. The second topic is about your literature review. And the third topic is your methodology. So your methodology can be shown as your work. For example, what type of equipment that you use, how to use the equipment, and what are the result or the output from your equipment. Maybe you can explain the process and also the outcome of the equipment based on your research. So that is part of your methodology. You can also cite papers in your methodology, for example, by using that type of equipment. The calibration for the equipment, you can say refer to paper A, for example. So that is one of the method to cite papers in the methodology. Alright, so now we go on to the literature review. So actually literature review is in chapter 2. So this is what literature review are, is to create an analytical review of the previous scientific work on the topic. Literature review also provide the historical background and inform the reader about current achievement in the specific field of research, and to use only proven credible sources from peer-reviewed journals and books that are accepted in academic circles. Okay, I would like to advise you guys to do table, and you can put like name of the author, and then the objective of the paper that you review, and then what are the methods in that particular paper, and also the outcome or result of the paper. Okay, so that is an overview of your literature review. Okay, literature review use sources have to be properly cited through the text. Bibliography is situated in the end of the paper, and provided format and display sources in the alphabetical order. So this depends on the format that you use. For example, if you use IEEE, you use numbering. If you use APA, you can use the name of the author. So for engineering student, electrical engineering student, I advise you to use IEEE format. Alright, now we go on to the next slide. That is list of website for papers and journal. So these are the examples that you can use in order for you to search for your journal and also conference paper. For example, IEEE Explore or Google Scholar. So that is the list of website for searching your papers to do your literature review. Okay, so this is the table of content. Actually, the table of content, you need to do it first before you do the introduction, literature review, methodology, and also expected result. So here, as you can see, for the table of content, the first one is the introduction, where it consists of your overview of your work, objective, and also your literature survey. You can, if you have many articles in your literature survey, you can make this topic, literature survey, as one of the topic of your proposal. Okay, this is only an example, so it is up to you to decide what format that you prefer. So the second one is the methodology. So in your methodology, you must have design, implementation, testing, evaluation, and also evaluation of your method. Okay, and the project planning, you must have the distribution of work and also your Gantt chart. Okay, and then what required hardware and software. So actually this required hardware and software you can explain in your methodology. Okay. And then there are references and also appendix. Alright. Report content and arrangement guideline for problem solving and proposal writing. So title of page, table of content, list of table, list of figure, list of symbol. Alright, this is the things that you need to do for the first pages. Okay, you must have your title and then table of content. After you have finished your table of content, you need to list the tables, list the figures, and also the symbol. And then if you have abbreviation, you can also list your abbreviation. Alright. If you want to do sectioning, for example, in chapter 1 is 1.0. If you have sub topic, you can put 1.1, and that particular topic 1.1, if you have another subtopic, you can put 1.1.1. So that is the example of sectioning. Okay. What is the content of each chapter? Chapter 1 is your project background. You have to give a descriptive view on the field or subfield of the project and historical development prior to the project. This includes answering the following question. That is, the first one is, what is the problem? Domain of this project, who have the problem and need a solution, and why is the problem so important. So that is the background of your research. Okay, and then chapter 2 is the literature review. What have other researchers or developers done to resolve the problem? What are the strengths of their solution? What are the weakness, limitation of their solution, and how this weakness or limitation can be resolved? It is better if you do in table after you have finished reviewing the paper. So it is better you put the points in table. I have give you how to do it in the table. For example, authors, who is the authors, and then what is the objective, what are the methodology, and result, what are the result. So sometimes you can put another column that is your summary. Alright, so chapter 3, project scope and objective. Okay, I have discussed this before in the previous slide. Describe what you are going to deliver at the end of the project. Example, you want to do a software development, or you want to do hardware, improve plan of a system, development of framework, simulation. But in this semester, I I advise you to do the simulation, okay, because we have this kind of problem right now in our country that is due to the COVID-19. So I advise you do simulation, okay, for your research. So give a general overview of your solution of the problem. For the project objective, describe the purpose and aims to the project, which give more detailed information than the project scope. Other question to consider in this section is the title clear and specific enough? What is the proposed solution of this project? What is the scope? What is the main objective, and how this objective can be divided into sub-objective of the project? And what is the innovation or contribution of the project? Okay, so this is the, I think the most important thing that you guys need to remember is what is the contribution of the project. So, or maybe you can say what is the novelty of the project. Alright. Chapter 4 is the method or technologies involved. It could define the general approach to how the project and its output will be realized. Discussion should include what are the proposed method, technology involved in the solution, and how to justify the objectives. Sub-objective can be achieved with this method or technologies. Alright, so when you identify the suitable equipment for your research, you need to know whether this equipment can be used to find the measurement that you want to do. If that particular equipment cannot do what you want to measure, so please don't waste time using that particular equipment. So, but I think for now, in this situation due to COVID-19, you guys need to do only simulation. So you need to find a suitable tool in order for you guys to do the simulation. Simulation can be from hardware, or maybe if you have the data and you can use like statistical analysis tool, for example like SPSS. You maybe you want to discriminate between each population, and you want to show whether the data is normally distributed or not. And then you can use the data in order for you guys to find, for example, you want to do classification, so you can use MATLAB for artificial neural network classification process. So it depends on you, so you need to choose suitable technique in order to find the solution. Alright, so now we go on to the references. In your references, you need to choose whether you want to use Mendeley or EndNote. So it is better if you use either one of these software, because it helps a lot during the writing process. Alright, so this is the appendices. If you have any data or extra or maybe additional figure, you can put it in your appendices. Alright, I think that is all. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Bye.